Well, hey everyone, and welcome to That Fallout Show, episode 20, our story so far, part 1. I'm Rick McVick, and with us tonight, as always, is... Oh wait, I gotta do it this way. With us tonight is always is Shalene.
I can't believe we've made it to episode 20. I'm so proud of us.
I know. We're big boys and girls now.
I'm also really mad at all of you guys.
Why?
You guys, the listeners, everyone. Because Fallout 76 has a floral Easter bonnet and no one told me.
Well, you were somewhere else, away from your computer, so it's not like you could even get it.
I was. But like I might have had somebody log in. I might have like slipped my password to Vendertron so we could go claim me this Easter bonnet.
Who's Vendertron?
Yeah, who is Vendertron? Oh, that's
me.
Vendertron. Hi.
I'm also here.
You're always here.
Sidelined by Shalene's fascination with fashion.
Fascination.
It's a really good hat. I'm really excited.
Fascination.
Fascination. It's a very
and
Sean.
the show's broken.
Well, I'm so glad you two are here tonight. And the other thing I wanted to mention too, Bit Trash Riot is in the chat all the way from across the sea, and he and Mr. G collaborated in making our intro song. So thank you very much. It's great. We love it. Folk
It's
chip
fantastic.
tune, folk tune.
I rock out to it every time before we go live. I just sing it. Just sing away the music. It's great.
It's a pretty great intro song.
You all asked for it to be that song for the intro, and we made it so. You were our Picard, and as it were, make it so, and I made it so. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us on the show. And how you can help this show become greater, bigger, faster, and stronger is you can share us on your social media. You can send us emails. We have 2 emails from 3 emails, maybe, I think. Yeah, 3 emails from listeners. So that makes us feel all warm and gooey inside, much like being shot with a plasma rifle. You can like, subscribe, and retweet our thingamabobs as we post them, however infrequently that may be. And also, you can tell your friends about our show and host us on Twitch, etc., etc., etc. So, with that out of the way, on tonight's show, we've got some news, some gameplay. I actually got to play a lot of Fallout 76. I don't think Vendor did. Not sure about Shalene. But we're going to talk... Oh, dang. We're going to have a recap of one of the most unique challenges, I think, that we've ever come up with, and issue a new challenge. And then there's going to be a lore, which is about... That's where the title came from, our story so far. We're going to talk about the story of the very first Fallout and a little bit of the tie-ins with the newer Fallouts, too. We're going to kind of recap all the stories leading up to 76. We're going to have the weapon of the week and some of our listener emails. But before we get started with all of that, we've got some 5-star review shout-outs. So, Vendor, take it away!
5-star review shoutouts. Yes, we do. I would also like to point out before we start going off this extensive list of a single 5-star review shoutout, we have 151 reviews on the show on iTunes, which is where you can do your 5-star review shoutout. And our average stars is 4.9. So how about that? Good job, everyone.
Who was that one?
There always has to be one guy messing up for everybody.
0.1. It just threw everything off.
Who was him? Who was
Yeah.
him? What?
So thanks everybody for your kind words and your shout outs. We always welcome them, like Java Doggy, who left us a 5-star review shout out. They say, great show. I love listening to it while I'm farming in Fallout 76 with my tune Java Doggy. Keep them coming. So
nice.
Also, that kind of occurred to me that you could listen to that Fallout show whilst in Fallout 76, whilst making a That Fallout show billboard.
And you could also be playing with one of us, maybe, if you're on PC. That would be such a weird inception.
I'm really, really excited at the idea of having the wasteland just peppered with that Fallout show billboards.
Like it's some sort of like election, you know? We just have like TFS billboards all along the road on the lawn, and some people have game stacks, some people have TFS.
I've been loving these tweets, these challenge tweets from everybody. I can't wait for that.
They are they were great. There's a bunch of good ones in there. I can't believe we got so many.
People were so creative.
Yeah. Like, I almost want to just skip the whole show and just go right to the challenge.
I also feel like I should apologize because I did not realize how challenging this challenge would be. With the neon letters plan costing something like 10,000 caps. I had no idea. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Before I get to our Discord list, I think I should ask you guys one very important question.
Ooh.
How are you doing?
Good.
Did you have a good week, Shalene? I know that you were traveling.
Yeah, it was okay. I went to a conference for work, and it was at a nice place. So I took mom and grandma, and we had a little vacation as well while I was there. So
yeah, you were sending some pictures. Looks like you guys had fun.
Yeah, we had a nice time. Mom bought you presents. So
presents.
I'm excited.
I'll be mailing you guys some souvenirs.
Yay! I love presents.
There's nothing like souvenirs from a place I've never been to.
I've already started accumulating your Christmas loot crates, by the way.
Already?
Yeah, man, that thing is a year process. So, and you should know that, being on the receiving end, it takes you like an hour to unwrap everything.
I know. And then I need a cigarette afterwards.
As you're like covered in chocolate and like wrappers everywhere. Oh, man. Well, welcome to everybody coming into the chat and joining us this wonderful Friday evening. We also have some new people coming in to the Discord community where the chat room continues live off the air. So join us there if you want to get access to that. All you got to do is go to our social media, send us a personal message, or have our people talk to your people, and we'll make sure you get the link and access to the Discord. We've got some new people. J Rex 1986. I'm betting that's birth year, possibly. Woken Warrior 92, probably also a birth year. What is with you people and using birth years?
Well, maybe not. Maybe this is Woken Warriors 90, the 92nd Woken Warrior.
Yeah, could be the only Woken Warrior that wasn't taken. Mm-hmm. Emerald Foundry, which is a very familiar username. I know this name from somewhere. We also have to welcome Sean Alstrom, longtime listener, to the Discord. So nice. Welcome. Kristen978, welcome. Make yourself at home. We also have Bit Trash Riot, who I thought was like a troll or hacker because his name is actually kind of how would you say it? Like
Leet?
Yeah, Leet, dude.
Yeah. So kind of thought you were a hacker. We were gonna boot you for a minute there, but Archon did some investigative work and I figured out that you're actually a pretty cool dude. And last but certainly not least, just coming in off the cuff right before we went live, Luffy66, welcome to the Discord.
Nice. It's great to see all the new faces, people in the Discord. Our little community that could, as it will. Ah, man. There's actually, so when I started writing the show notes, not this morning, I was surprised on how much news there actually was to talk about. And we have some pretty cool stuff coming down the pipeline. So here we go.
If you like news, you're going to love our next segment.
What happened in the world of Fallout, Shalene?
I actually have no idea, to be perfectly honest, because I've been hard at work at this conference and traveling, and I have been completely unplugged. But thankfully, you have not, Rick, and you put together this nice list. This is the first time I've looked at it.
So we're just gonna roll with it like we never
punch
do.
The microphone.
Yeah. We're just going to talk about yesterday's Inside the Vault, which includes some patch notes and some other things. They discussed upcoming weekly challenges and rewards, specifically survival mode ones. So some of the different legendary weapons that you can get for playing in survival mode. The first one is Resolute Veteran, which looks pretty cool.
It's a Gatling gun.
Yes, it is.
Like the twisty
Very
kind.
cool. Legendary Gatling gun.
Mm-hmm.
The challenge is called Stake Your Claim on the Wasteland. You have to claim a workshop, build a turret, trap, or defensive structure in a workshop or your camp, and kill a human-like creature. So
human-like creature.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think I work with some of those.
Yeah.
I stream with some of those.
Oh boy.
Hey.
What?
Wait a minute.
Speak for yourself.
I was.
Smooth skin.
Rude. For the week of May 14th through 20th, Commander's Charge, and that is a legendary revolutionary sword. And the challenge is called Team Up. Claim a workshop while on a team, complete a quest while on a team, kill a scorch beast while on a team, and revive a player while on a team. Very fun.
You know what this sword reminds me of, guys? I've started rewatching Game of Thrones.
Needle.
Yeah.
I just started watching.
Needle.
Guys, so let me tell you. So the Game of Thrones makeup, I was really excited about it because the eyeshadow
I'm sorry, everyone.
Little sword hilts on the bottom, right? And one of them is needle.
Excited.
And I guess
with the pointy end.
They brought it live, this makeup collection, at 3 a.m. And I woke up at 5 a.m. that day. And I had the email like, hey, the collection is available. And I was like, yes, I'm so excited. So I went to go buy this makeup collection, and it was all sold out by 5 a.m. They made it live at 3 a.m. It was already gone.
I thought you got a pack.
I didn't. No.
Oh.
No. So I was brokenhearted. So,
oh boy.
Yes, very sad.
Well, you can have your own rendition of Needle in the Wasteland, I guess, with the Commander's Charge.
It's like finding a needle in the wasteland.
I have to settle for that, I suppose. But I can't put my eyeshadow on with it, and that's
yeah, I would recommend against that.
Yeah, it
would be bad. Shalene, what's that red all over your face? Is that some sort of new blush?
Bludge.
Oh, we're such a disaster.
Yeah.
Okay, so it goes on to list a whole bunch of the upcoming survival mode challenges and the legendary weapons you can get from them, and they are amazing. There is a Tesla rifle, a harpoon gun, a Deathclaw gauntlet, and a double barrel shotgun. They all look really, really cool.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm a fan of that. I'll never play survival to get them.
No, me neither.
They look pretty great.
They
have made some. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead. I'm still on the guns.
Oh, sorry. They have made some changes to survival mode, including significantly reducing the amount of aid items that players drop when they die. I had heard some horror stories about people losing like 60 stim packs at a whack, so that's good.
Well, that's just irresponsible.
Why
would you travel the wasteland with 60 stim packs? I mean, that's just crazy, right? Who does that?
They've also reduced the number of caps that are exchanged when players kill one another. They switched the primary scoreboard stat from longest life to player kills, so the top 3 players are now highlighted on other players' maps based on the number of kills instead of how long they have survived. So they are big fans of these changes they've made and think that it will make survival mode a better environment for everyone. There were some scoreboard updates, and adventure mode has also received some updates.
Ooh.
They made that change to adventure mode to remove slap damage. Remember that? Well, they are also planning to roll out with patch 9 a change that removes damage to camps as long as you're not hostile to those players. So that should be taking place in May. That's something I'm looking forward to because I'm frequently accidentally damaging people's camps, and I don't mean to. I'm rolling through the wasteland, and I don't want to hurt people's camps, but I do because I'm a dunderhead. So
you know what? That is a game changer.
It's a good thing.
That is a game changer because it means that you can actually build houses over the sides of cliffs. And like you could build anywhere.
Okay, you're reading the next section here.
Oh, sorry.
Not discussed yet.
You said camp.
Is an absolute game changer. In patch 9, which is planning to roll out in early May, they're going to make it easier to construct your camp by removing the requirement that a structure's foundations must be placed on terrain. So once this is implemented, only the first foundation piece that's placed will need to be built on terrain. Subsequent foundations will snap to the original piece, and they will ignore that rule. So This
Yeah.
won't apply to workshops, but in your camps, you can place them just floating or whatever, which is
Huge.
going to be really good. It'll make it a lot easier to place your camps and relocate your camps. This is something that I did a lot in Minecraft. I did a lot of building in Minecraft back in the Minecraft days. And
Really?
I always had things floating,
Mhm.
because it was an option to delete
Yeah.
the things that were below. And I'm looking forward to having this as an option in Fallout 76 as well. I think people are going to do some creative things with it, and I'm looking forward to checking that out.
I wonder if there's still a limit on it. Because I know, like, in Ark, you can do the same thing. Like, you can place a foundation piece as long as it's on terrain. And then
Mhm.
subsequent pieces you can kind of stick far out. But you can only go so many foundations out before you can't place a piece anymore.
No, I mean, I don't think they're gonna have some sort of limit or whatever. I mean, in the article it says that the other pieces won't ignore that rule.
Yeah.
Or will ignore that rule. So I think we'll be safe to build to our heart's content. I honestly thought you were doing a really nice segue by saying that you can build on the side of a cliff because people wouldn't be able to destroy the one foundation piece, and then everything would crumble. You see what I mean?
Well, okay, so
Leading into I just thought you were being very clever.
I'm like, my brain is like it's like a bowl of mushroom soup right now because I've been writing my thesis and
Mushrooms?
just around the clock. I don't know. It's like, work with me here, Rick. Anyways, so I apologize for jumping ahead.
Yeah, you better.
But I hope that it actually also makes the building a little bit better because I was having some real issues the last time I played Fallout with you, Rick. I was having all kinds of problems building. I kept having to go out of the workshop and come back in to be able to place items.
Yep.
It was a real mess. But
That sounds like absolutely no fun at all.
yeah. So cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for the camp building. Although I'm almost hitting my budget, so.
Right.
Speaking of building things, I don't know if anyone out there is planning to build a new PC anytime soon, but if you are, there is a fantastic Fallout themed case from NZXT. I don't know. I've never heard of this brand, so there may be some cool way to pronounce it that I'm not aware of. But they have teamed up with ZeniMax and Bethesda to release this really, really cool PC case. And it's fantastic. It's really, really cool. And it's in Vault Boy, Vault Tech blue and yellow. It has this great Vault Tech logo on the front. There's a Vault Boy on the side. It looks really, really good. And yeah, I love it. It's really good. Really good. There's a nice Fallout logo that sticks out on the back. It's really great. It's beautiful. It looks like it would be easy to do some very clean cable management in this PC case, which is
I don't know how I feel about that giant knob on the front of it though.
The knob is a little weird, yeah.
Yeah, like what is the purpose? Is that for like USB, front USB or something?
The knob is to hit your shin on as you walk.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Because that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, that's kind of gaudy. I think I could do without the knob.
What is the knob for?
Yeah. I also, so I like the design of the motherboard and how they have like those dust guards.
Beautiful.
I'm not sure if that was intentional or if they just wanted to cover it with Fallout Vault-Tech things.
That's a new thing now, is covering a lot of the componentry.
Yeah, I like that idea of the dust guard / light sensitive components. But I also wonder if you're going to have issues with overheating. The case itself doesn't look like it has very good ventilation, although they don't show a picture of the bottom. So I don't know.
Well, it's got top, back, and front fans. And like
Yes,
you throw
you
throw a water cooler in there. I think you'll be fine. And
yeah, and I think it's actually, they mentioned that it's set up for water cooling, so for liquid cooling.
And if it's built if it's built by NZXT, they're really kind of anal about their cooling and stuff. So
yeah, because you've got that glass door too.
Yeah, it says water cooling installation simplified for both A10 and custom loop.
Oh, Joel Shanka in the chat says that they just ordered it and it came today.
Oh,
they have yet to open it.
Post pictures, Joel Shanka.
Send us a banana for scale and next to the knob.
Not your banana, but a banana.
Rick.
I wonder what the chipset is in the motherboard. I just thought about that. Like I have a 1150 socket, which is like old. Not old, but it's last chipset. So, and does it support DDR4 or DDR3? I want to know.
Well, it costs $149.99 United States dollars.
Wait, for the motherboard and the
That's just for the case. That's just for the case. So, in Canadian, I believe that's $9,000 approximately.
Yep. About.
Canadian. So, I think it looks great. I think it's a very nice looking piece of equipment, and I hope that if you get it, you enjoy it very much. So
nice,
lovely,
cool.
And speaking of sending us pictures, one thing you won't be doing is sending us pictures that you took with your in-game Fallout 76 camera, because it was delayed, and I'm fired up about it. I really wanted this camera. It was going to be exciting. It was going to be fun. I was just going to be rolling around like a little in-game Ansel Adams, taking pictures with my camera.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
So, yeah. Did they say
no,
what?
It was delayed.
Do we know how long?
They say it's going to come out on the 23rd of April, so that's next week.
That's next Tuesday.
But they did release a new dungeon called The Burrows. I have been unable to play it as yet because out of town. But I'm looking forward to checking that out. So maybe that's something we can do after the show.
That's going to require more than 2 people. I mean, dungeons are meant to be end-game content for a full team. So,
well, I think we could do it, Rick. I think we could do it. I'll have my Death Tambo. You know, it's going to be fine. We'll be fine.
I've been building a lot of ammo, so.
You have ammo. I'll have the Tambo. It's going to be great. I'm going to have that floral bonnet. It's going to be really, really good. But the camera, they've released a few more details about the camera and what it's going to do that's going to be different from photo mode. So the camera item is going to be something that players will need to find. It will be able to be located at a specific place. They don't specify where. And it will start a quest called Bucket List, which will require players to photograph a variety of tourist spots in Appalachia. And it will bring some photography-related challenges to the game, and this is something that was a bit of a problem. They delayed this piece of content, but somebody didn't tell whoever was writing the weekly challenges and the daily challenges. Because there are currently uncompletable challenges in Fallout 76 that involve this camera. So
nice.
That was not the best. I mean, we'd brought things together, Bethesda. Things had come together. Things were working. And this was a bit of a ball drop there. So,
oh boy.
According to Bethesda, the camera will technically function as a weapon, just like the binoculars do. You can equip it and pull it out like you would with the gun or the binoculars. So that will be quicker than going into photo mode, which I'm a fan of. You can hotkey your camera. And it has ammunition in the form of camera film. The trade-off is that the camera doesn't feature all of the filters, poses, and frames that photo mode does. So that's kind of a bummer. The camera's viewfinder will give players additional information, including the names of locations and creatures, and any pictures you take with a camera will save directly to your photo mode gallery, which is very cool. You can craft a new camera and film using the Tinker's Workbench, and you can customize the camera by crafting different lenses and other mods like paint schemes. And this is a little quote from Bethesda. This is from VGR.com. Initially, the camera is going to launch with a lens that offers even better magnification so that you can zoom in further on your subjects. We're currently discussing additional lenses we'd like to bring to the game in future updates, and we're planning to add paints to the Atomic Shop so you can give your camera a fresh new look. I like the idea of having a telephoto lens on your camera. That's going to be pretty
I hope they make it like so gaudy and massive. Like you just pull it out and it's this giant thing.
Fabulous.
Oh, yeah, it'd be great. Be like, hold still, guys.
This is like Pokemon Snap.
It is.
It's gonna be like Pokemon Snap, except for it's gonna be like Wasteland Snap. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, you know where I would like to take some pictures of the three of us? Los Angeles at Be3.
Yeah.
That is exactly where I would like to be doing some photography. And registration is open, so you can sign up if you're going to be in Los Angeles on June the 9th around 3 p.m. You can go ahead and register at Bethesda.net for a possible invitation to for yourself and one guest to attend BE3 in LA. Registration closes on May the 3rd, and they've got a little FAQ page if you have any questions about that. So go ahead and register if you are able to be in the Los Angeles area on June the 9th. I will definitely be registering this way. Hopefully we can get in this year. Last year I was in Los Angeles at E3 and it was great, but I could not get into the B3 showcase, which was heartbreaking. So
I mean,
you hear that, Bethesda? You're breaking my heart.
Yeah, like some press passes just toss. We just need 3.
No,
we're just not important enough,
2.
Rick. We're
You
just
only
not
need 2.
important
We only need 2.
There's no possible way that I would ever be able to go to that. Because I defend my thesis June 18.
Oh,
So,
that's right.
We need a bone.
So no fun for me until July, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, we don't matter enough to get invited to BE3, which is fine. But
You matter to me, you guys.
So
Those
you're important.
Flipping bone here, Bethesda. No, I would like to go to this. It would be kind of fun. So.
It was really cool.
Well, it would be a
going
lot of
to E3
fun,
last
actually.
year.
Not kind of. I've never been to E3.
It was really cool. I liked it a lot.
Cool.
All right, that's what I've got. That's it.
That's cool. Are you gonna go? Maybe.
I don't know if I'm gonna go this year or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is
LA
expensive.
is expensive. Yeah.
It is extremely expensive. It was super fun though. It was an awful lot of fun to go.
It would be really cool to like plan it for next year and go.
I really liked going to the Xbox press conference. That was cool. Liked that a lot. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to go this year or not.
So we got 2 more things before we get to a new segment. We got 2 more things real quick. One is Fallout IRL. We're going to dust this little segment off. And we're going to talk about something that's happening right now.
I'm really glad you included this because I was really excited to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
We pulled this from Vice. Melting glaciers could unleash nuclear fallout trapped within the ice. And apparently an international research project found high concentrations of radioactive material in these glaciers that are now melting because of climate change. So
it's just going to go right into the water system. Perfect.
That's going to be happening. However, I feel like what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to track which glaciers are melting, because we're going to see these nice little glowing trails or glowing ice cubes floating away, and we're like, oh, that was glacier 1311111111115, or however they number those things. So they're exploring this. They're not quite sure exactly what it's going to do. I'm not going to read through the entire article, but
if you scroll to the next article, it's
healthy monkey born from frozen testicular tissue.
So we could just cover that if you want.
Moving on.
Boy.
Anyway, stay tuned. If your water's glowing, beware.
Yes. Also, Rick, you should tell the Wastelanders about your find. Was it today or the other day?
Yes, that was so cool.
Oh yeah. So I was I was digging around some guy's house, looking for things.
Right.
After you murdered him.
I murdered him. No, so I often look for.
Rick loots in real life, you guys.
I do loot in real life.
Mm-hmm.
The reason
dropped in a pachinki, you were going through the house.
No, I often look for old gear, old things, old audio stuff, reel-to-reel equipment, anything tubed, I go for it. So this gentleman had a really old 1950s reel-to-reel and some tube amplifiers for it and stuff. And I went over to his house just looking through all of his stuff, and he had some really, really cool stuff. And I noticed on top of his like bookshelf thing that he had this object that looked quite familiar, and It was this. If you guys can see this on the stream.
Man, that is so cool.
And I didn't realize.
Describe it for our audio folks.
And for those of you not watching, it's an actual emergency drinking water canister, 10 ounces. Property U.S. government, contents approximately 10 ounces, emergency drinking water, and it's the same kind of off-white.
With black
color
lettering.
with black lettering and the pop top, plastic top thing can. And I couldn't believe how accurate it was to the game. I just
remarkable.
There's only one thing I'm more fascinated with other than, the environment in which Fallout is set in, and that is some of the items like sugar bombs and the water, and I love all those little things. I just want to collect all of them. And have them all.
He had a can of actual purified water, and I was resisting the urge to just snag it right off of his shelf when his back was turned. I just kept looking up for that little hidden symbol, but it never popped up, so I guess he always had an eye on me. But actually walking into
Your sneak skill was not high enough.
Yeah, walking into that guy's place was like walking in Fallout. Everything had tubes, and everything was handmade and crazy looking, so
cool.
It was really cool. But speaking of handmade things, we got an email the other day from Project Arroyo, and they said, hey guys, I just wanted to shoot you an informal email, curious to whether or not you've heard of the Fallout 2 remaster mod. By extension, I'm also curious to see what you think of remaster mods in general. And then I asked him for more information because I was curious about it, and he sent us a Reddit thread. So if you're interested, we can put the link in chat, and you can check it out too. What they're doing is they're basically... Wow, that was fast, Vendor. Thank you.
Yep.
So basically what they're doing is they're taking Fallout 2 and they're putting it into Fallout 4's engine, which is a lot different than making an ISO. They're rebuilding everything from the ground up.
This is something I have wanted for so long. The writing and the story and the locations in the ISOs I love them. I love them very much. Mm-hmm. But I do not enjoy the gameplay. It's a struggle to get into for me, and having that in a modern Fallout engine is something I've wanted for so long.
Yeah, and they're working hard at it. So far, they've gotten some work on MODOK, Ghost Farm, Vault City, and they're starting a couple different things. The junk, a tent in Junktown, the vendor's VIP tent. So they're taking things slow, because they were trying to do stuff at 1-to-1, and that just wasn't working in the engine. So they had to scale things down a little bit. And so check them out, support them. I'm going to keep following up with them and following them to see how production's coming along, and maybe we'll get some sneak peeks, or maybe we'll get some chances to do some voice acting. Maybe.
Hey, how about that?
A big shout out to
tip of the tongue, teeth in the lips,
for letting us know about this.
So
that's cool.
We're gonna keep following this as we go. I think they're just doing it as a pet project that won't be sold. I think they're just gonna release it out for as a mod, kind of like the Brazil,
New California.
That's it.
Yeah, I doubt that they would legally be able to sell it.
No. It would be cool if Bethesda just kind of tossed some money in it, though. It's here, we'll donate to the cause. Make it happen. But their lawyers would be like, what are you doing?
Yeah. It looks cool. Check out the pictures on that Reddit thread. Support them, follow them. They don't have a website yet, but they do also have a Discord as well. So yeah. A couple people in the chat are asking me where I got my Vault Tech flag, and I think that was from you, Shalene. No.
Mm-mm.
I don't know where I got it.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to you on that, I guess.
I thought you got it for me in the loot crate.
No, I definitely did not send you that flag.
I think it came in a loot crate, though. I can't remember. But anyway. So yeah, that's it for the news. But we've got a new segment that we're excited for, and it's called Ballistic Bargains. And Vendor, I don't know how we're gonna intro this or whatever, but let's get right into it.
I'm so egg-cited. Are you egg-cited?
I'm very excited.
I'm excited because it's going to be excellent. It's going to be exceedingly good.
You're so extra.
Well, vendor, what the shell are you talking about? What is this here that we're about to do?
You guys just crack me up. I just
quit yoking around. Let's move.
Hop to it, says Felden Woodwind in the chat.
I would hop to the end of the world for you guys. Easter is coming. Easter is coming to Appalachia. Bethesda is adding some new items to the Atomic Shop, and there's some free items as well, as spring has sprung. You can now get a half a dozen festive Deathclaw Easter eggs from the Atomic Shop, and you can unlock them for free and place them at your camp. And they will be up for grabs each day from now until April 22nd. There's 2 eggs that are actually already gone from the basket, and that is Flowery Deathclaw Easter Egg. That ended on April 17th. The Pattern Deathclaw Easter Egg was also gone as of yesterday.
I'm pretty heartbroken that I missed out on those.
Yeah, I wish I could collect the whole set.
I got them.
The Paint Splotch Deathclaw Easter Egg you can still get until today.
It's already gone.
Is it already gone? Dang it. Okay, can't get that one anymore. But what you can get up until tomorrow is the Pink Flower Deathclaw Easter Egg. Also, the Classic Deathclaw Easter Egg until April 21st, and that becomes available tomorrow, I believe. And then coming available on Sunday is the Onyx Deathclaw Easter Egg, and I believe that is the black Easter egg. I wonder if that's like a play on House of Cards, maybe. Anyways, beside the point. You can still claim the Sheep Squatch Ate My Brother poster for free for a limited time in the Atomic Shop as well. So that will be available until May 7th. There are some limited time offers in the shop. So keep an eye out for these things, which are the Easter Bundle. You can pick that up in the Atomic Shop for 900 atoms. It's available till April 22nd. What is the Easter Bundle? I believe that's...
It hops around and delivers out eggs.
No, you get like a flower cap and some bunnies. Is that what it is?
Easter bonnet is it's so good, you guys. It's so good. I can't wait. I can't wait to build this hat and put it on.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, Shalene will be buying that.
One thing I'm really excited for is a clean painted pattern door, which you can pick up for 300 atoms in the Atomic Shop. Available. It's not available anymore until April 17th. That's sad. What is with these limited time offers? God, nobody has time for that. I'm kind of sad because all of the doors they're garbage, you guys. The windows are shot out of them. They're rusted. They're falling apart. Can't a bot just get a clean door?
They have other doors in the shop.
Yeah. You can also get the Silver Extractor Power armor. What's so funny?
Bit trash, right? I like to have a Deco Jesus on a cross.
Oh boy. Here we go. Just wait till I tell you what Rick gave me as a housewarming gift.
What did I give you?
Oh, well, no, you'll find out.
I actually forget.
Available till April 20th is the Silver Extractor Power Armor Paint Set for 800 atoms. You can also get the 44 gold paint. That's available until today. It might already be gone. There's also a Doomsday Clock that's available till April 20th, and the Hanging Nukes Mobile, which is so cute, you guys. You can hang it right over your bed, and it's like little mushroom clouds and like mini nukes just hanging. It's real sweet. Sean would have liked it.
Wow.
Here we go. The Easter Bundle. The Easter Bundle includes...
That was a very nice callback.
Yes, thank you. The Easter Bundle includes the Easter bonnet, Welcome Friends sign, which you can put right next to your TFS billboard, the rabbit plushie, Road Tripper blouse and capris.
That's a pretty nice outfit. It's very cute.
Yes. Innocent player icon and wings photo mode pose.
That's pretty good. I may get that as well.
Yeah. So some items
really cute with that one pose that you're always doing.
Yeah.
So when you and I are taking a selfie, that's the one.
There are some items on discount, which we love bargains, don't we? The long and short tropical suit is available half price. That deal is already set sail. The race car bed is already gone, as is the modern chandelier. So if you were planning on picking those up, it's too late. You might still be able to get the slicked metal armor paint. Available moving forward till the 20th is the laundered rose dress and the pink Corvega Pip-Boy paint. Those are on sale, as well as the classical column, playtime power paint, New Year's tuxedo, and the black Pip-Boy paint. Those are all available till the 22nd. Some new items that are coming into the shop: a Super Mutant Super Sledge paint, Road Tripper blouse and capris, the Easter bonnet, which Shalene is real. Did you buy it already?
Yes, I logged in right before the show, like only seconds before the show, and bought that Easter bonnet. So
I'm also excited for this, and it's only 300 atoms, is the striped planks floor and foundations, because my floor is hideous, you guys. It's like rotting wood. It looks terrible. It's just so bad. And then also the things in the Easter bundle are also available. And then some items that were added with the previous update is the Bad News Billy Sheep Squatch outfit. That's so hard to say. The Hunter Safety Vest, Modern Metal Staircase, Hunter Safety Pip-Boy paint, and the Deathclaw Pelt Rug, which looks glorious. I totally want to put that in my house. And it's only 300 atoms.
Stairs.
What's that?
I want those metal stairs.
Yeah, the metal stairs. Yeah. Because there's only one type of stair that you can really put. And it's the metal ones with the railings, and then it's like it doesn't fit.
Well, here's the other side of that coin, is the stairs are technically what's linking the second floor to any sort of foundation, so you couldn't even change those stairs out
without tearing your whole house down.
Tearing the whole second floor down.
Oh my gosh.
Unless you reconfigure it some way. I keep hitting my mic
I wonder
tonight.
how that new change to the foundations will affect that.
I hope that we can just delete things willy-nilly and it's just floating.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the ballistic bargains for this week, you guys. What do you think?
I really like this segment of the show.
You don't?
I know. I love going shopping in Appalachia. So many bargains.
I got the eggs so far. I got all the eggs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, look at you go.
Well,
I just got the one that was available right now when I logged in just before the show. So,
but
I wish there was a way that you could store the items that, like, the special items that you get in the game to, like, your Fallout Bethesda account or something.
Why?
Because, like, you've only got so much room, and Easter comes once a year, and
So you're thinking like of the. I'm sure it's a craftable item that you'll be able to craft whenever, so you don't have to keep.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I think what you're thinking about is like that stash that we have in the Division, or the little vault in that other game that we played for a long time. It's made by the Halo people. There's a vault where you can stash things. Destiny?
Oh, yes, Destiny.
That's the one.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good idea, though, to have that so that you can transfer things between your characters. And...
Like plans.
Yeah.
Like
plans,
for instance.
I wish that I could. Well, you can sell the plans, though, can't you?
Sure, but
you can't sell the plans.
Oh no, you can't. Well, either or. The issue is, you spend so many caps on one character, and then you go to a new character, and you don't have those plans, so then you got to spend all those caps again. I just think that system is silly. So.
Yeah, totally. You should be able to transfer that, but.
Or as soon as you unlock a plan, it just unlocks for your account, so it's done.
That would be nice.
Anyways, yeah, that's all we got in the ballistic bargains bin this week.
So yeah, awesome. Well. Since we're already talking a lot about our gameplay, let's get into it. So I've been trying to play a lot of 76, and I've come up with a few conclusions. But before I get to anything of that sort, I want to talk a little bit in depth about what I've been doing. And the highlight of my gameplay for me is that I'm now neighbors with Vendor.
Hey.
We were running around the wasteland together, and we were running around the wasteland together, and we found this little lake. And Vendor's like, "This is where I'm gonna build," and he sets up his little camp, and he starts building away. And he's like, "You should move here too." And I was kind of like, I really like where I'm at. I've got honey. The only thing that attacks me is like insects. I've got my farm, my little, there's a tractor. I got my cow, my moo cow, and I got the corn and the razor, and I have all this stuff, and then I have a junk pile right behind my house that I have an extractor on constantly, so it's great. And right down the way is the locked place that I have the key to, so I just walk into it every 24 hours, and there's a new suit of power armor that the magic tooth fairy just pops off, and I have all the steel and stuff. So I was like, this is a really nice place, but I don't know. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna relocate my camp. Only if, because like my house is blueprinted, so I could just set it up wherever. So I was like, I'm only going to move, and I didn't tell Vendor this. I'm only going to move if I, pull up my blueprint and I can make it fit in this little clearing on this lake. And so I pull it up and I get it in the green, and I'm like, oh man, it's going to work. And my house is pretty big. So I was like, Vendor, come here, look, watch. And he's just looking at me, looking out into nothing. He's like, what? And all of a sudden, poof, there comes this huge house.
Yeah. It was like pop-up tent,
I love that.
And I was like, it's my new home. And so I moved in there, and I cleared out a little area to, I put my Brahmin, pen next to my house, and I've got my little razor grain,
actually
thing. And
if I can you guys see it there? It's like,
that's your house.
I know, but it's like right behind the water purifier, right there. That's where Rick's house is.
And so I had to move so far down, I couldn't move literally across the lake from him because it wouldn't let me. So I had to move really far away. Well, not really far away. It's within like walking distance. I could chuck a grenade at Vendor's house. It's a grenade throw away, as they say. So,
I mean, you better not, though.
No.
You're going to be grounded.
No. Well, you won't know. Yeah. You don't live down here. So anyway.
He's actually a terrible neighbor. He has parties all the time. It's so loud. He his dogs. They're not even on leashes. It's awful.
My Brahmin is not in a pin. She just kind of wanders around. He drinks
beer on his porch, and then he throws the empties into the lake. It's just disgusting. And then they wash up on my side.
So the front.
Gonna tell the homeowners association.
The front deck. They're all dead, Vendor.
Oh man.
So the front deck, actually, the supports are actually in the lake. I had to pull it that far out, so I've got lakefront property, literally, and it's really cool. I like my place. I have a little workshop out back that has all of the workbenches and things and storage, and then I've got a little campfire underneath of a flammable tree with some benches near it.
It's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's a nice little quaint place. I can't wait till they extend the circle in which you can build in.
It's a beautiful area.
And I mean, now that they're changing the whole foundation thing, like I'm going to have to rebuild it. Totally.
Yeah, you will. I'm still not even done my place. I mean, I got to furnish my master bedroom. I got to furnish the kitchen. There's a lot of stuff I need to do, I put some taxidermy up. That was nice. Dead rad stags in my, So, but anyway, I really like my house. It's colonial-esque. It's like a colonial look. It's got rooms. I have hallways in rooms. I built hallways in it. So
I can't even believe you had enough room in your circle to make that happen.
I know. If you actually look at my camp, it's kind of in a circle, the layout, like the razor grain kind of follows the perimeter. Yeah. So
oh man. I like it though. I love that I can just like step out on my back porch on my deck there and just like peer over the side and be like, "Hey.
Yeah.
How's it going?"
I got to admit, it's sad that like I come out on my front porch and there's no Vendor. I was like, I wish his house
I'm not
was
actually
still,
in the game.
Like I wish his house was still there. He could have an away sign up, but I wish his house was still there.
Yeah.
But now we just got to convince Shalene to come down. We have a plot picked out for her. There's one plot for sale.
Yeah,
we have such a good location though, next to the White Spring, and my tiny house fits there so perfect.
Oh man, but
I am tempted. It is a beautiful lakefront, and it would be nice to be neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, we had contractors out. We were looking at land. We were spray painting lines.
Yeah, we found
it was a process.
Yeah, there was only one place that you could camp at, and then we just found that plot, and it just so happened to be for sale. So we're neighbors now, vendor, and we spent like the last 2 hours of that night building. Like we
That was
just
fun
built.
because it was fun too because we were so close to each other. Rick would be like, make a change, and then he'd be like, hey, come look at this, and then I just like look over the side of my house and I'd be like, oh, that looks great.
And then he's like, come here, and I like run over.
Yeah.
But I found a little shallow part in the lake I could just kind of walk over without getting any rads. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
it's like a hazard just to walk over.
yeah.
But you know what? What's really great about that area is that we have all the ingredients that we need to make disease cure. So there's like the blood leaf, and then there's resin. There's fire cap.
Oh, there isn't. Is there
fire cap there? Yeah, there's tons of fire cap.
I didn't see any fire cap there.
Yeah. And then the only thing we don't have is those. Oh no! I'm thinking of the crackleberries.
Yeah, you have to go. I always
You
fast.
know where there are crackleberries? At my camp.
Well, there's lots of crackleberries where we are. It's the fire caps that we can't find.
Yeah,
Those are really hard to find though. But
and
yeah. It's a nice area. I like it.
yeah, and you know, the for the fire cap, I always fast travel back to Flatwoods into that little like gardening facility that's next to Flatwoods. They've always got fire cap in the basement, and if you put the perk on, you pick 2, you always get 2 of them. So yeah. So beyond that, I only really I've built myself into a pickle, and I like using heavy weapons, but I have a ton of 308 ammo and a ton of 50 caliber ammo, and I use all of my lead and steel to basically build those ammo types, because with the heavy machine guns, you just eat through it so fast. And I realized that I like playing this particular subset, build, and I didn't get all of the power armor perk cards that I should have gotten so early on, because I didn't realize I was going to be doing this sort of thing. Like whenever we go out adventuring, I'm always in power armor, and I've always got a heavy weapon because of all the situations you put me in. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And so for the rest of my guns, I was running out of space to put ammo or even put guns in there. So I would just use maybe like 5.56 or whatever, but I didn't build any ammo, and I was constantly adventuring, and I just kept running out of ammo. And I ended up running out of ammo for everything except for the 2 big guns that I never use when I'm playing solo. And so I have like a 44 caliber pistol, and I have no ammo for that, and it just kept, I kept not having ammo, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is Fallout. Like at this end game, you're supposed to have, life. Huh? Yeah, you're supposed to always have ammo, and what happens is I end up going out and adventuring with some ammo, like 45, caliber gun, or if I'm lucky and have some 44, I'll take that, and it's usually under 100 rounds, and I'll pick up miscellaneous ammo. So it's funny. I'll pick up a 10mm pistol and the ammo, and then I'll use that for a while, and then when it runs out of ammo, I literally just drop it on the ground until I find like another one. So it's kind of interesting playing that way, because it just changes things. I don't do a lot of fighting now. I end up just kind of going out and doing scavenging runs, getting all the steel and lead and plastic and stuff that I can, repair my power armor, which all of it's repaired now except for my T51B, but the T60 and Ultra Sight armor is all repaired. And so now that I've just been focused on building ammo, and so yeah, but I found myself, me and Shalene, we joined the Enclave.
Well, that's good.
What? I found myself.
Found yourself.
I realized I was getting ahead of my story, but I wanted to go back. Wow. I wanted to go back and say that me and Shalene have joined the Enclave. Gerfuffle would be so proud of us.
Oh man.
Yes, we actually thought of you, Gerfuffle, when we went in there. We were like, Gerfuffle's gonna be proud.
And I got into a bunker. I got all the way into the bunker. I got the decoded code, and I got into the bunker, and I was like, aha! And then Assaultron was like, no. And then I died. And so I was like, I'm going to wait until we can get in there with more people, because I'll die a lot if I don't come in here.
Going into my committee meetings for my thesis research is like stepping into a room with 4 Assaultrons.
Right.
And they're all just like, you're like, no. Oh man, sounds like you guys had a lot of fun. I can't believe you joined the Enclave.
Well,
You've been kerfuffled.
yeah, we have been gerfuffled.
Yeah.
So so since I couldn't do that, what I decided to do was just to do some of the sheep squatch stuff because Shalene was out of town, and if I don't have any quests to do, I've got nothing to do. And so I asked Shalene for permission. Mommy, can I go questing? And she said, go ahead. You have my permission because I'm gone. So I went and I started to look through this sheep squatch thing. And I got all the way to the end. And guys, remember that event that we did with all the the assaultrons and the pillars? Well, I got to that.
Yeah.
No?
No.
So what happens is there's this event that we did where you have to activate these 3 pillars, and that lowers the defense of the sheep squatch imposter, right? And it's an assaultron with like a sheep squatch thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very hard. And so I wasn't thinking, and I went to this cabin and I input this holotape and I hit, this button to start these pillars. And when I hit the button, I just wasn't thinking because I think I was watching Game of Thrones while I was playing. Excuse me, I got the hiccups there. And I hit this button, and all of a sudden it says, event started. And I looked at my gun, and I was like, I've got 40 rounds for my rifle.
That's literally how I like to roll.
And then I looked at my pocket, and I was like, I've got 80 rounds for my pistol. It's just me. So I was like, let's get this party started.
It's dark,
I guess.
And I'm wearing sunglasses.
And all these level 50 robots, these strike bots started coming in, and I was just like, game over, man. And so all of these other guys started showing up, like power armored guys are like, we're here to save the day. They came in and they started fighting. And at one point, though, in this whole event, I was like, bang, bang, click, 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 out of ammo completely. No ammo whatsoever. So I kept
you like throw your gun at them?
No, yeah, I like them. My favorites.
So I would run up to this sheep squatch thing and I would like punch it in the face just to get it on me and then run away. So that way all the people shooting at it would ignore. And eventually, like I died and then it died and then I don't know where the body went. So I didn't get the loot that it dropped, and I was like, no. But I was like, I'm not doing that again unless I have friends with me, because that was just nuts. So, but that was a lot of fun. That whole that whole quest line, the event thing, it's really fun to read that story and dig deeper into that cryptoid of sheep squatch.
Mm-hmm.
But after that event was done, I'm kind of stuck at the main quest until I just kind of want to do it with some friends. It's always more fun with more people. And then,
right.
I realized what people were talking about with the end game. There's not a lot to do. There's not a lot left to, other than exploring and some events and miscellaneous things. There's not a lot of side quests that I haven't completed. The main quest is pretty much done.
What do you mean? You don't want another settlement that needs your help?
I would like more to do. Yes, I would like a little Preston Garvey at this point in time.
Oh, wow.
There's like, I was running around and I was just like, man, there's nothing to do. Like I can explore and waste ammo and then, like it's this weird catch-22 I'm in. I could go exploring in the places that I haven't been exploring yet, use a lot of bullets and waste a lot of armor condition to go exploring in these places. And then I've got to go and do runs where I get supplies to repair the stuff, but at the same time it's getting depleted. And it's just this weird, like, I don't know what this end game is supposed to be. Like at this point, I figured you'd have like a surplus of stuff, not constantly running out. And maybe that's just the way that I built my tune. Maybe because I focused so much on damage, and that I didn't focus on those perks that either conserve ammo or let you find more ammo. Who knows? But
I think this is one of those situations where it would be helpful if you could have a dedicated server.
Well, not even that, but it would be helpful if we could move perk cards or not even that. I don't know.
Because I would love to be able to build more than I am capable of in the game right now.
Oh, sure.
Like in Fallout 4, I built whole settlements all over the map, and it was really cool. And they had like economies, and people were working in the fields, and it was really awesome. It would be really cool to be able to do that with you guys, because we could build our own settlement.
Absolutely.
But you can't even put camps close to each other.
No,
so
not
I
that
hope
close.
that changes soon, but
that
yeah.
doesn't even get to where I'm saying, like, I don't have quests to do, and questing is the only way that's really efficient in leveling up. So events are good for that as well, but it's just kind of boring doing the same event over and over again or something. So it would be, I'm excited to see some of the stuff that they're coming out with. They're definitely pumping out a lot of content, but I understand some of the people's complaints where they're like, the end game's just not much here. So I'm not bummed out. It's just I find it, more boring to solo now. So I'd rather be playing with friends. But that's not a problem. I know that they're coming out with stuff, and this is a company that's never really done this sort of thing. So it's like, they're new at this. But there was one other thing I was going to say, and I completely forget what it was now. So, never mind. That was all I got.
Well, I mean, a lot of what Rick has said.
Sorry.
Okay.
It just clicked right back in my head. So, guys, I want to make a suggestion to the Bethintern that's listening to us about, how, like, after level 50, you get to either pick a perk point to move, or you can pick a perk card, or you can pick a special point to move, or you can pick a perk card after you hit level 50. What if they gave us an option, all right, where it's like you can trade in 3 or 5 perk cards you don't use for one, you can pick one new one. So not only do you get one for leveling up, but you have the option
trade one, yeah.
Like at any time or something, or maybe you pay caps, that you can trade in 3 to 5 of your perk cards that you don't use on a new random pool of perk cards. Yeah?
I think that's a cool idea.
Because like I picked a bunch of stuff that I realized, oh, I don't need this. I don't use this. So like I would rather have power armor. Like I don't use shotguns, so I don't want my shotgun stuff anymore. I'd rather use power armor stuff. It's a bummer that I wasted all that time and energy. I'd like to trade in all 9 of those cards for maybe 3 cards, 3-to-1 ratio or something.
To be honest, the card system is a little bit convoluted. I think it could be simplified. Like they have like 6 different iterations of the same card for shooting a shotgun really well.
Well, yeah, but each one adds more. So it's like the gunslinger, expert, and then master gunslinger. So that way you can keep continuing.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of a little bit convoluted.
It is a little complicated. Yeah. But I like it. I like that you can swap your build on the fly. That I really like.
Well, I recently discovered that I could use the, is it the Wasteland Dock or the Traveling Pharmacy? When I use a stim pack, you guys get healed.
The Traveling Pharmacy is being able to carry more.
Okay, so there's a card. I can't remember which one it is. You guys in the chat probably know. But I have it equipped now, and every time I'm out and about with Shalene and Rick, I'm always the one that ends up dying or something. So I'm always stimming up.
Yep.
But then I'm stimming them up too. So it's a nice kind of byproduct of that action. I think it's cool.
I would also like to see, not only would I like to see some sort of like what they're doing with the legendary weapons, you trade in legendary weapons for tokens for new legendaries. I would like to see that sort of system for cards. And then I would also like to see, and Captain Bones kind of says this, you can swap out your builds. It'd be nice to have presets, hotkeyed. So like when you're out of combat,
would be nice.
When you're out of combat, you can hit a hotkey.
In the Fallout 3 days, I used to have I had an outfit that I would put on when I was going to barter with a vendor, and I had a different outfit that I would put on when I was going to go into combat. And there was like a mod, I think, called Outfit Switcher, and you could just switch it as a whole outfit instead of piece by piece.
Oh my god, I wish I could have that in real life.
And something like that for perk cards.
Like Monday, Tuesday, sexy day, Sunday fun day. Oh man,
yeah, the whole
so
that way you don't have to go into that stare at your Pip-Boy, hit T, and then click all the cards around. You can just hit when you're out of combat, and not when you're in combat. When you're out of combat, you can hit a button and switch your build.
Yeah, or if they could make it like a second part of the scroll wheel or something, like a second level of the scroll wheel.
Yeah. But just something
if you just
that was
go into
easy
the
to
scroll
access.
wheel, hit a key, and go to the And then you can like just switch and choose a different pack or something. I don't know.
Because let's be honest, the interface is a little clunky.
Oh, it's awful.
I love it, but like just swapping out one card so I can do like transactions is like, ugh.
Taking a photo is the worst thing ever. It's absolutely terrible. I cannot wait for the camera because I'm so tired of dealing with the photo mode. It's super fun and there's all kinds of poses and stuff, but it's just like
it does take a long time to take our family photos.
Yeah, it's like if it was real life, you know.
But you know, someday, guys, we're gonna be old and we're gonna be like flipping through our photo albums, and there's gonna be all of our screenshots from photos.
We do need to. Speaking of planning the show on the show, we should have a slide reel vacation reel episode where we just show all of our Fallout photos that we've taken.
I love that idea.
Great idea.
You know, everyone can make their popcorn. And we'll just throw the show notes out the window and we'll just look at pictures for an hour.
Just do a slideshow reel. I love it.
Anyways,
so
I did actually, amidst all of the thesis writing and going absolutely crazy, I did have some time to play some Fallout with you guys, and that was a lot of fun. As Rick mentioned, we are neighbors. He said that I'm always not home, and he's always at home. But it's really cool that you're just right across the pond, quite literally. So I can just, you know, if I need some salt or, you know, some Radaway, I can just pop on over. Yeah. My place is so cool. It is so cool. I am so glad that I found this spot. It's kind of it's southeast, and the lake isn't even on the map. So it's hard to find. It's southeast of the map. There's 2 mountains and a bear. It's kind of in that area, but it's still really quite difficult to find.
Did you say 2 mountains and a bear?
Yeah, on the map.
On the map.
Oh, on the map. I thought you meant like if you head south, you'll see 2 mountains and a bear. It's just like, wow, are you from Pennsylvania? Because that's kind of our directions we'd give.
Yeah.
Like the bear might not always be there, but we're still going to use that as a guidepost.
Oh, you're such a boob.
If the bear's not there, you can see the scratch marks in the tree.
Yeah. Oh man. Anyways, so it's super tough to find. It's hidden off to the side, just how I like it. It's like nobody really ever stops by. It's perfect. It's exactly how I want to live in real life.
No enemies.
Yeah. And it's really nice. It's a small lake. I built right on the side like Rick did, except I have my house is a lot smaller. It's a 2-story high single family dwelling. It comes complete with an industrial water purifier, 2 beautiful garage doors outlooking the lake, and a bathtub for added bathing on the beach. So I got locked in at a fixed amortization and 76% interest rate. I only have 8,456 payments left, and that's spread out over the next 400 years. So we'll see how that goes.
That's the same mortgage that I have.
Yeah. Wells Fargo. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So no, it's really nice though. I got a blueprint for the garage doors, and the whole side of my house that's facing the water is just garage doors, and you just flick a switch and all the doors open, and it's just like serene, beautiful trees and a lake and Rick running by on fire. Like, you know, it's great.
Yep.
But other than that, I still want to do some more building now that they're changing the foundation things. I'm probably going to rebuild. So I would like to make it a little bit more cabin-esque. I started using the barn pieces, the red ones, but they're really crap.
Yeah.
They're garbage.
They're not good.
So anyways.
Brick is best.
I think I'd like to rebuild it, but we'll see how the next update goes. I am constantly dying, but my character is kind of funny like that. He just kind of goes out willy-nilly, unprepared, and just sees what kind of trouble he can get into. So I kind of define my own hardcore survival mode that way, in that I just like, you know, okay, let's go here and do this, and whatever we find, that's great. We'll use it, and if we die, we die, and whatever. So it's kind of fun. and then I can like pick up everything and bring it all back and keep building. But I am looking forward to the Easter events, so I hope that I have time to play those. But that's pretty much it for me for gameplay. What about you, Shalene?
Well, of course, I was gone this week, so unfortunately, there was no gameplay this week, which was a bummer. I had tested out my PS4 remote play. I was going to play some Fallout 4 from the hotel and have some Fallout 4 shenanigans, but it didn't work. I was so frustrated. But I did play some 76 last week with you guys, and that was really fun. It's been a week. I don't remember a ton of what we did, but that day that you guys discovered the lake, that was the last day that I played a video game, really.
Wow.
I do something that was pretty fun was that I had run out of bullets for the weapon I was using. And I went back to my stash box. I was like, okay, I'm going to switch this out for something else that I have a ton of ammo for, and we'll see what that is. And I realized I had this brand new legendary missile launcher that we had gotten as a quest reward. And I thought, I think I have some missiles. And I opened up my stash box. I had about 70 missiles in there. So I pulled out all the missiles. And I was over encumbered. I had to wear power armor and I had to put away a bunch of things so that I could carry all those missiles. And my stash went from 790 something pounds down to 560 pounds. So that was nice. And I just followed these guys around and rocket launched everything. It was amazing. It was so good. There would be like a mole rat and bam, rockets.
Yes. Actually, if I may interject, at one point, since I knew friendly fire was on and I knew Shalene could hit this target perfectly, I was getting like inundated with guys and I was like, Shalene, rocket! And she's like, where? And I was like, well, shoot me! Because I knew she'd hit me and then everything was around me, so everything would blow up. And it worked.
It did. It worked.
It did. You shot me and all the albino rad stacks
But I mean,
died.
of course she was aiming for the bad guys. Obviously.
Well, there was funny. We were in this town and there were a bunch of ghouls and they were attacking Rick. And so I put away my rocket launcher and I was punching the ghouls because I didn't want to shoot Rick, in the face with a missile. It's rude. It's rude to shoot your friends with missiles. And Rick started yelling at me just like, what are you doing? You have rockets.
It did. I guess you were taking a lesson from The Office of why use big guns when small will do.
Yeah.
It was so good, though. I really had a lot of fun shooting those rockets. It was unfortunate, though, because that rocket launcher broke really fast. Like, really fast. I would shoot, like 6 rockets and it would be broken.
And that would be it, yeah.
And then I'd have to either wait until I got to a workbench because I was wearing power armor because I had to carry all of these stupid rockets that weighed so much. And in the power armor, you can't use your death tambo. So it was unfortunate. It was extremely unfortunate. But anyway, that was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. This week, since my PS4 remote play was not working and I was out of town, I booted up some Elder Scrolls Blades. And I know we're not an Elder Scrolls podcast, but I think Bethesda is relevant to our audience. So I just wanted to briefly talk about that. I've only put in about an hour and a half of Elder Scrolls Blades. And guys, I'm not a huge fan of Elder Scrolls Blades.
I would not have guessed that you would have been.
Yeah, it's like something that I've learned about myself is that I don't love the Elder Scrolls. I love Skyrim. So
yeah,
we've got
I agree 100%.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This might have to end.
Yeah.
No,
but
I agree with you 100%. You know what? When I hear Elder Scrolls Blades, I picture like Khajiit, like figure skating or something.
that would be a superior
Competitive
game.
skating.
I would be 100% more interested.
I love Elder Scrolls. The lore is fantastic. I haven't gotten past the loading screen on Blades though. I want to play it.
It's one of those. Yeah.
It has. I don't know. I might stick to it and see if it can pull me in. But the thing with Blades is that it's kind of charmless. you know, it doesn't have that personality that I want in a Bethesda game. It's I don't know.
So you're
That's
saying
fair.
it works?
It does work. It does work pretty well so far. But it's kind of boring. So
Yeah, that's a bummer.
yeah, I was a little disappointed in Elder Scrolls Blades, but that's my gameplay. So
So like I said before, I've been watching Game of Thrones, and I really kind of want to reboot up Skyrim again.
Oh yeah,
I
Game
just
of
wanna
Thrones
stab
gets me
some
right back
trolls.
into that. Yeah, shoot some arrows at some dragons.
Boot up
Game of Thrones is
Oblivion.
so
I should play
Yeah.
Oblivion more. That game was just perfection. It's perfection.
I tried so hard to love Oblivion. I wanted
Oh,
to.
it's so
I wanted to love Oblivion.
So good.
But I would get like out of that first dungeon and just be like, okay, I'm done.
I mean,
Patrick
like,
Stewart is dead. What reason do I have to remain in this world?
but you go to
What's
the alien
that,
ruins, and they're just. Oh,
Mhm.
What's that town or that city in Skyrim starts with an R? Rohin? No,
no, Rorikstead. That's a small
reminds me of Winterfell. I can't remember which one it is.
The Mages College.
Oh, maybe.
town. Riften.
It's like off to the right of the map, the very far right.
Bro, Riften is the big town that starts with an R, and that's nowhere
I
near
think
the
you're
snow.
thinking of the Mages College town.
Probably, yeah.
Winterfell.
Winterhold?
Winterhold. That was it.
Winterhold.
Winterhold.
There's Winterhold.
That kind of reminds me of King's Landing, actually. No, there's a town. There's this.
No,
town
King's
that
Landing would be closer to the town in the middle. Wow, it's been so long since I played Skyrim.
Yeah. Anyways, we got a
anyhow.
show to do, so we can
Yes.
talk about this
Yeah,
later.
this is
but
We
this is
we
not
have.
a Skyrim show.
It's quite a
so-
challenge to try to remember names of things that you haven't, used in a very long time. And
It's been
we-
a long time since I've played much Skyrim. All I play is the opening.
I mean, aside from
Skyrim like a dozen times lately.
Grafton and White Spring, I don't know any of the locations in Appalachia.
What are you doing there, Rick?
I was in the
Segue.
middle of like a segue,
Oh,
and you're like, "Whoop," right. It was such
Right.
a perfect hijack.
right.
It was
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly challenging to do segues.
If anybody needs me, I'll just be over here.
No.
I brought my own fire, you guys, for this show. It's right here.
Because
No.
Vendor did the push back to get the show on the rails, and I'm like, here's the awesome segue, and Shalene's like, the thing about Skyrim is.
That's kind of my role, though, isn't it?
I love it.
That's what I do.
Anyways,
Let's get on with the challenge. So I don't know who came up with this challenge. One of you two did.
oh, that one right there.
Shalene,
High
it
five.
was the
High
best.
five, Shalene. High five.
Okay, which direction does it go?
Well,
The wrong way.
my hosts, everyone. No, while that was like the perfect challenge. And so just a quick recap, it was make that Fallout show billboard in Fallout 76. And I expected a couple people to do this, not 14. And then we had some people like, I spent 9,000 caps.
Oh man, it was
I'm
glorious.
We are so sorry.
guys. I had no idea it was gonna cost you this much.
So let's honor them by our free advertising in Bethesda's game.
Yes, and feel free, guys. Even though this challenge is technically over, you feel free to continue.
Oh yeah,
Please.
you keep those
Continue
billboards up.
advertising our show.
There are no bylaws that say that you have to take it down within a certain time. You can just keep that up as long as you like.
I will continue retweeting these like forever.
These are great. So the first one up is RightFace86 on Twitter, and he's got his up, and he didn't have letters, so I guess he used the Greek lettering system. So
Greek lettering,
Very
a lot of people
ingenious.
use that. It looks
Theta, alpha, theta,
and
rho, alpha, something, something. I love it.
and
That's great.
he's got two Vault Boys and a Vault Girl, I guess, representing the three of us.
Mhm.
So thank you so much, Joel Wright.
Is he? I like his. What is that? An A-frame or is it one of those towers?
He's underneath of a tower.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Next up is Archin, and he's like, hopefully, he spent a couple days earning the caps to do this. He's using the Fallout 76 frame, and he's got the nice little blinky light arrow sign, and it points to that, and it says that Fallout show in neon lights, and it points to the time. It's kind of hard to see on the screen, but it has the times.
Oh, I see it now.
Show.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's an hour off. We love you anyway.
That's close.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I would just like to say, if there's anybody that's coming in and listening to the show after the fact, because you wandered in the wasteland, because you wandered in the wasteland and you saw this, you got to let us know that that's what brought you to the show.
Yes,
that's super cool.
Please let us know, guys, if you discover the show because you saw a billboard in game
in Appalachia. You gotta just tell us. That would be so great.
By the way, the other guy with Archon in there is Bit Trash Riot.
Oh, cool! Look at you guys making friends.
Nifty.
And actually, speaking of this one, that was.
Oh, hey, look at that! That's so
I grabbed
meta.
the wrong one. Bit Trash Riot put one in. I grabbed the wrong screenshot. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Bit Trash. I grabbed the wrong screenshot. I thought this was yours, but he was just taking another shot of another angle of the of Archon's billboard.
Oh, okay.
But Bit Trash Riot, he didn't have any of the lettering, so he like built it out of foundation pieces and like other light boxes, and then took a screenshot of it.
We have it a little bit later on, don't we?
No, I missed it because I thought this was Bit Trash's.
Darn.
So this one's from Captain Bone, sitting all grumpily in his bathrobe and slippers.
He looks like the dude.
He does. And he's got that Fallout show, Friday, 8:30 ET, on a little sign underneath of a radio. Where the heck did you get that sign from?
I want to know where he got that tiny little Fallout boy.
Yeah, that's true, too. I haven't seen those.
I've never seen that either.
So cute.
Yeah, where did you get that tiny little billboard? It's so small.
Captain in the chat says, the dude abides. Next up is Chaffins. He says, mastery of improvisational collaboration. This is Dave from Vault Boys, West Virginia. Or I think I might have got the name wrong already. But anyway, it says TFS, yes, and VBWV. So
I love that. I thought that was so clever.
Should they be qualified as our sister podcast?
I think it would be a sibling podcast.
A spiritual successor?
Would be a sister podcast.
Well, but that's what they usually say if something is a sibling. They don't say that's our brother podcast. They usually say it's our sister, like it's a sistership.
They're definitely friends of the show, just like our dear friends at the Fallout feed. So
Josh Neurotic in the chest is twice removed.
Stepbrother.
Co-op in Crime uses the Greek letters again on his, but he's got like the nice garland from the Helvetia.
Co-op in Crime is a she, by the way.
I don't know. I can't.
Good job. The lettering, the Greek lettering, seems to be a popular thing. I wonder if that's like a billboard hack or a challenge hack. If people already actively had those Greek letterings.
Really fabulous.
I mean, truthfully, I didn't really do it because I didn't have the caps to buy the lettering. But then I didn't even realize that I could get creative and use like building pieces and stuff. So,
well, that's why they're building it and not you. They got the Greek. This one was awesome.
I loved it. This made me laugh. From
Derivator. And it says, listen to, number 2, that Fallout show, it's adequate. And it's a picture of him in a military pose in the Enclave uniform.
Yeah. I like so awesome. The metal. Like the metal.
So
nice
I'm
touch.
good. It's awesome. And then next up is Felden Woodwind. They've got this posted on their brick building. Friends welcome. Then it has in the lettering, the small little like Emma lettering. I can't really read it, but I'm sure it has our show in the Times.
I think it said that this hostel is sponsored by that Fallout show. And then he's got some little workbenches and stuff.
That's awesome.
So then we got Lindy Danny.
That's awesome.
He says, I don't have Fallout 76 yet, but I still want to contribute. And he made a sign in Fallout 4 that says, listen to that Fallout 4.
Show. That's super cool. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Love it.
Yeah, that's great.
So, and then up next is Ray B. It says, that Fallout show. And it says, big Fallout feed hello from Abby Normal.
So Ray is one of the hosts of Fallout feed. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the
Is he a girl
neon
too?
lettering says the Fallout feed, and then he just put the
Oh, I
in the
didn't even see
show.
that.
Yeah, they just kind of like
Over it.
scratched it out and put that follow show right over top.
It's not like
Oh, I
we've done that
giggled
joke
so
too.
hard at this.
Oh,
So
I
good.
completely missed that. That's so that's so
That's
good.
ingenious. Yeah, that's like my favorite. I love
To me,
it.
that's such a good homage to the jokes that we've done in the past
Yes.
Yeah.
with rebranding.
Yeah.
Just scratch out this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cute.
The dead plant here is posing with the owl masks. Is that Fallout show? And then I can't read friends.
I think it's the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The smaller lettering is also always the time. I also noticed that you guys are all putting the wrong time. It's
Are they?
actually 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, real time.
What
You
do
know?
they say? What
They're
does
all
that say?
using Eastern.
Oh well, it's the. Don't tell people it's the wrong time and then not quantify that it's a joke. Because now they're gonna think, oh, 8:30 isn't the right time, but it is the
No,
right
they'll-
time.
they'll
It's
get it.
actually the wrong time, though.
They'll
Ours
get
is
it if they'll listen to the next
know.
5 seconds after I say that. So.
This one was from Tibor, and I can't quite figure out what it's leading to, but it says TFS made me too.
I wonder
But
what's
thank you.
around the corner.
Don't know.
Is it like toot?
But he made letters out of the food word in the letter packages.
It was pretty good.
It was completely
Oh
ingenious.
yeah. Hey, that's smart. Man, I feel like an idiot now. I totally could have done this challenge.
Your brain power is spent on grad school.
Oh man, guys, mushroom soup.
And then
This one was glorious. It's
Unlooted
so
Vault. I had to do 2 screenshots of this because this massive, giant, big TFS logo
Oh, it's so good.
was above and shadowing the small little thing where he's got 2 Vault Boys and a Vault Girl for me and Vendor and Shalene. And not only this, but he has this on a platform that's labeled Tools, which I thought was hysterical. And arrows pointing to us.
Yeah.
But if you can see very, very tiny on the left-hand side bottom of the screen, there's the unofficial 4th host is an office chair.
Squeaky chair. I love that he included the chair.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's just great. It's awesome. So, all
That was
right.
an incredible challenge entry.
They were all great.
Great job, everyone.
This is far beyond what I ever imagined it would be.
I doubt that Bethesda thought that, our game would be used for advertising.
Yeah,
Great.
they can't control that, can they? So feel free to spread your flyers throughout Appalachia.
So, yeah.
TFS calling.
Bit trash in the chest as you missed mine. Yes, I said that. I'm so sorry. I grabbed the wrong screenshot. I grabbed the one of you and Archins, but you did make a really awesome one that had a great aerial shot because you used foundation
This was
pieces
the
to
one
make
with the
letters.
welcome mats, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It was
Yes.
really good. I'm going to go retweet it right now from the Twitter feed so you can check that out.
Yeah, we all saw it. I grabbed the wrong screenshot.
I'm sorry.
Look, your song is the intro video.
Yeah. So, you know
we try.
what?
We try. We may fail, but we try.
Yeah.
But we have a new challenge. I'm excited about this one. So West Virginia is known for having very strange tourist traps. The weird leaning house, all of the weird like shrunken head museum thingy things. It's just a weird place and there's a lot of strange tourist traps. So what I would like you, fellow listeners, to do is make a tourist trap for your fellow survivors. Will it be weird or will it be deadly? Let's show us which one you pick when you build your own tourist trap. And how can people submit their photos of this? Vendor?
Well, all you got to do is take a screenshot, first of all. That's important. We would like to see proof of said tourist trap. And then upload it to Twitter with the hashtag TFS Challenge. If you don't include the hashtag, We won't actually be able to find it, and it won't go into the challenge entries on the next show. So make sure you include that hashtag and tweet it at us, so it's so we get to see it, and we can retweet it and comment on it and send it out into the community as well. Please make sure that you get your challenge entries in by Thursday at the latest, so that we can include them on the show on said following Friday. So, and our lovely moderator in the chat, Jess, put the Twitter links in there for you.
Yep, and I caught a few today for the challenge, and so that was luck, though. So Archon barely skated his in today, but try to get them in on Friday. I'm excited to see what you devilish fiends come up with, or what weird stuff you guys come up with. So
mine's just going to be basic. It's going to be some chairs, a little doily, a table, and something like weird on the table.
Like a frag mine sitting underneath a chair.
Yeah.
There's a whoopee cushion.
Mine's just going to be a bunch of those symbol monkeys.
Oh my god.
It's going to be a room full of those.
Hate those. There was one perfectly placed in my grandparents' house, like a real one, like sitting on the top, like you open the basement door to like go down the stairs, and it's like sitting up on the top shelf, like kind of tucked in a corner, so you can't really see it unless you like look up, and then it's looking at you with those like staring little eyes. Ugh. And it was from like 1952, so it was starting to decay a little.
Did its eyes turn red when you walked in the basement?
I'm glad it didn't, or I would have been scared.
I wonder how those things look without their skin. It's
Did you
just
guys
like
see that?
Like a robot, you know?
That is a thing I have never thought.
Like, have you ever taken off the fur from a Furby?
Ooh,
That is some creepy stuff,
you're
let
a
me tell you.
monster.
Well, no, you see these things on the internet. I never actually had a Furby. Okay, fine. You know what? Whatever.
Well, I was gonna say there was
robots
like not
are people too.
not.
What does it look like without its skin?
It rubs some lotion on it. Okay, Shalene, do we
T1000.
need to get into that?
The Chuck, you know Chuck E. Cheese, right? I mean, I don't know if they have them in Canada, but
Yes.
Okay.
We don't live in igloos, but yes, we do have Chuck E. Cheese.
I didn't know how far and wide those animatronic things got. Well, there was another like competing company that wasn't Chuck E. Cheese, and I forget what it was called. And there was one near that I used to go to a lot, and it turned into a Chuck E. Cheese when it closed down. But they had a factory where they made the animatronics for this other animatronic thing, and it caught on fire and got abandoned. And so all of the all the pieces and the fur
The kids
was
were
gone.
crying.
And so like someone went like through this place afterwards and just like snapped pictures of all these things like half built. It's the scariest. Showbiz. That's what it is. Thank you, Lower Your Grade. Showbiz. It was the scariest article. I'll find it and send it to you both.
There's in the new Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp, there's a scene where there's animated robot things, and they like malfunction and they all catch on fire and they start melting. It's terrible.
It's like quasi Indiana Jones in the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was thinking about what to do for lore this week, guys, and I was thinking that people kind of, I thought, liked when we do series. So what could we do a series on? We've covered the timeline before. We've covered other things before. I don't think we've ever really covered the storylines of, Fallout games, especially Fallout 1 or Fallout 2. I know we've talked about like a general overview of what happens in those games, but I want to go a little bit in depth about Fallout. And then next week will be, in the next 2 weeks, it'll be Fallout 2 and so forth, because what's been happening in all the Fallout games, maybe not everyone's played. So let's talk a little bit about the original Fallout that was developed in 1997. It was published on September 30th, actually, in 1997. It was developed in part by Black Isle Studios and Interplay and published by Interplay. It was actually a spiritual successor to Interplay's Wasteland, and I didn't know that actually until I was doing some research. What we see in Fallout is the intro of the special system. That in that game, it determined the skills and perks that you could have. If you had a low intelligence, your science, the perks for science wouldn't be very high.
If you had a low enough intelligence, you could only speak in grunts.
A lot of, the Tim Allen build. A lot of thought went into this game and how to develop it in like a very much role-playing way. And you'll see that in some of the aspects towards the end here. perks were introed in this game. You had 6 combat perks you could pick from. You could have 8 active perks or 4 passive perks. Skill books could be found to improve those perks, but they were scarce, and after a certain point of leveling, they were useless. You could also get training from NPCs to improve perks. So you saw some of this stuff translate into the newer games too. New Vegas specifically sticks in my mind for training. I can't remember if you could do it in Fallout 3 or not. It's been forever since I played that game. But anyway, I knew you could in Skyrim and Oblivion. Anyway, skill improvement was determined by the special attributes too. So if you were trying to level up and do certain things, you really had to think about the special perks that you picked at the beginning of the game, because that was really going to affect the outcome of this game. Back when games were very hard. When you create your character, you could pick 2 traits. They brought this back in New Vegas. Traits typically had one good thing and one bad thing, and you could never change them. Ever. Except if you picked the mutate perk, and then you could change a trait once, and that was it. So other than that, you had to stick with it. The plot of Fallout, it was set 84 years after the Great War in 2161, and you were a dweller of Vault 13, in which the water chip died, and you were tasked to go find a new one. You were handed a Pip-Boy 2000. It was the intro to the Pip-Boy, which handled all of the bookkeeping and quest line and inventory management systems. You know, your status, your health, all that stuff was in your Pip-Boy that you kept on your wrist. The one cool thing about this is you could have unlimited followers. You could have Ian, who was a former caravan guard, Dogmeat, our beloved best friend in the whole wide wasteland, Tycho was a former desert ranger, and Katya was a disillusioned follower of the apocalypse, which we see in some other games too. You can't upgrade the person or their armor, but you can upgrade the weapons. Am I the only one that misses Dogmeat in 76? I can't be the only one that misses Dogmeat in 76.
I want Dogmeat back so bad.
I think Dogmeat should be in every video game. Everyone.
I miss him. I miss that boy.
All of them.
Non-Fallout video games.
Yeah, everyone. Minecraft.
Dogmeat and Animal Crossing. Actually, Dogmeat technically is in Minecraft because of the Minecraft Fallout texture pack.
Hey.
All the wolves are little Dogmeats.
There you go. So the game is actually timed. You don't have unlimited time to just waltz around the wasteland and, willy-nilly travel into places. You have 150 days to find that chip until the water runs dry. You can actually extend this time if you find a merchant caravan in the hub and pay them to take some water to the vault. Once you find the chip, though, and return it, the overseer's like, by the way, I need you, Mr. One Man, to go find a mutant army that's planning on taking over everything and killing every human, and go, take them out. You against all of them. Go commando on them, if you will. Go Rambo, if you want them. So you set back out again to go find the Master, who had begun creating super mutants with the FEV virus. And he is trying to kill every human in the world because they are the quote-unquote master race. So you have to destroy the military base, and you have to kill the Master. You have a total of 500 days to complete both objectives, or else the mutants will invade the vault and effectively kill everyone in the game. The game is actually shortened, though, if you get the water merchants to go to the hub, from the hub to the vault. They shorten that time limit by 100 days. And this next thing also ties back into the idea that you had a lot of freedom to pick and choose what you wanted to do. You could actually pick to become part of the mutant army. So you could be like, yeah, I'll be a mutant. And then in that case, that ends the game, and everyone dies effectively in the vault. So there's that. In version 1.1 of the game, the time limit is almost eliminated, allowing you to explore more of the wasteland. Because again, you always have the Damoclean dagger of time above your head while you're trying to level up and explore and get weapons and gear up to go complete your objectives. And when you complete killing the Master, blowing up the base, returning the water chip, and you go back to the vault, what do you think happens? Do you guys have an idea? Do you think they shower you with gifts, put lathes on your head?
Well,
I hope
what
so.
happens, and it's not nice.
No, so yeah, vendor, they don't shower you with fun goodie gift bags and things. They actually go, you're exiled to the desert now. Goodbye.
Hey, that's
and then
not
they close
so
the
bad.
door.
If it means not seeing another day of snow, I'm on board.
And apparently, if you have the bloody mess perk, you shoot the overseer and kill him. And but that's non-canon. So, but But anyway, yeah, they exile you to a desert town of Arroyo, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
And then that's where Fallout 2 starts, because you're a descendant of the Dweller.
That's why they've called it Project Arroyo.
There you go, Fallout 2. And one little kind of thing that I picked up through all this is that the plot in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 is very much mirrored of Fallout 1's plot. You stumble upon a small settlement before you go to a larger one, and upon completion of the initial task, you are greeted with an even larger problem. So like in Fallout 1, you get to, I think, Shady Sands before you get to the hub, if I'm not mistaken. And then in
Shady
Fallout...
Sands is like the first place you go.
Right, and then you get to the hub, which is the larger thing. You return the chip only to have a larger task involved there. Fallout 3 is the same thing. You find your father, but then there's a larger problem of getting Project Purity up and running. You go to Megaton before you get to Rivet City. Fallout 4 is the same thing. You get to Lexington before you get to... oh, man. The name slipped out of my head. The Great Green Jewel.
Diamond City?
Diamond City. Yeah, you go to Lexington before Diamond City, and then you find your son. Spoiler alert. And then there's an even bigger problem. So it's a cool little thing to like make that initial task kind of seem so large, then all of a sudden shadow it with something bigger. I kind of like that thread, that commonality there. You kind of do that a little bit in 76 as well. A little bit. You start following the Overseer, then all of a sudden the problem becomes larger than just, what Vault-Tec had initially planned for you. So there's a bunch of locations that we've heard of in Fallout 1. There's Vault 13, home of the Vault Dweller. Vault 15, which is important because it's the origin of the Vipers, Jackals, and the Khans. Shady Sands is inhabited by former Vault 13 and Vault 15 dwellers. There's the Khan Raider camp you can go to. There's Junktown, which is another town. The hub is
like
the central.
Junktown.
Well, I hear there's great tales of the jerky vendor there.
Yes, Junktown's pretty cool though. It's a neat location.
It's surrounded by cars, right? Closed at night.
Mm-hmm.
Very it's ruled with an iron fist.
Yeah,
almost.
if you pull out a weapon in Junktown, forget about it.
You go to, you can get to the hub, which is the central major commercial town. Necropolis is there, home of the ghouls. It's the aftermath of Vault 12, which I found this interesting, where the Enclave designed Vault 12. And the doors didn't close. It was designed so the doors didn't close when the bombs fell, so everyone was exposed with high radiation levels. To see, I don't know what would happen if someone was exposed to radiation. You can go to the Boneyard, which is the remnants of L.A., the Lost Hills Bunker, which is the headquarters of the Brotherhood of Steel West Coast Division, the Glow, which is the West Tech Research Facility, which is now an irradiated ruin, and the Mariposa Military Base, which houses FEV, and the Cathedral, home of the children of the Cathedral, which was really a front for what the Master was trying to do. And Shalene, maybe you can spread more light onto this, but I'm assuming that he led people into this quote-unquote cathedral and then changed them to mutants?
Yes, yeah, he would dip you in the FEV. And when your character gets there, if he discovers you, he's like, prepare her for the dipping. She'll talk to us after the dipping. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be dipped.
I'm not a chip.
It's just a little dip, a Belgian dip.
A Belgian dip. My brain went to Nacho Libre. I'm baptized.
Do you say so?
Some of the dip. Some of the connections between these games are like long threads that have been in almost all the games. Dogmeat has been in every single numbered one. He wasn't in New Vegas. Cheyenne was, though. Not in Fallout 76, which is a bummer. Galaxy News Network in Fallout 3, and also in Fallout 1, probably in Fallout 2 as well. I'm not quite sure. You have the special system, which is stayed the course throughout the entire game series, only changing in 76 when you're allowed to have 15 points instead of 10. The skills, we all know and love the skills, even though the formatting of that has changed a little bit with the perk cards in this regard. And then you also get poiks. So I guess the skills and perks have changed a lot over the last couple Fallouts.
They really, really have.
Now that I think about it. To be honest, I can't remember how Fallout 4's worked.
It was the perk chart.
That's right.
So it was, kind of between skills and cards. It was like
That's right.
The cards are sort of the natural evolution of the perk chart.
Mm-hmm.
Because with the chart, they were locked in. You know, they could never really add a new skill. So.
Yep.
Mhm.
I remember that. So that slipped my mind. It's been so long
I gotta
since I
look
played
that up.
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 perk chart. Oh, there it is. Yeah, with the stairs and the levels, Jerry, levels.
Yep.
Yeah, and you get a poster.
Yes.
Like when I bought the hard copy of the game, I got a poster.
Yeah, my poster's
Didn't you used to
somewhere
have
in here.
that poster hanging up?
Me?
Rick, I thought you had that hanging up at one point.
I did back there, but I like the Vault Tech flag better.
It's a lot better.
Traits came back in New Vegas. I liked those. I always picked the Four Eyes perk, and I always picked Concentrated Shot, I think, where your guns were more accurate, but they shot slower, which I'm like, it's fine. So yeah, the skill books and magazines, they've been almost in every single Fallout. Nuka-Colas, all the different flavors and varieties, they've been a main staple. You know, you can never take that away, just like you can't take away the Pip-Boy. I mean, there's core elements of this game that even though they're clunky, they... Is it ghost story time? You just splashed yourself with white light?
Sorry, I got... It's bendy. Keep going.
And then vaults, of course, are always going to be a mainstay. Brotherhood of Steel, we see through all that, throughout this whole thing, and mutants. And one of the things that I haven't researched yet, and I'm kind of curious, is how 84 years after the Great War is the FEV virus being used to create mutants when mutants are already created in the Appalachian area? I'm wondering if it's...
explain that, I think.
Did they? Is it just
separate?
2 instances?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
separate instances. I believe the Fallout 3 mutants are an entirely separate creation of the mutants as well.
I think they probably came from... I would imagine they would come from the Appalachia wasteland because it's so close to DC. No?
The ones in Fallout 3 come from Vault 84?
Oh, right.
87?
One of
Vault
them.
87? The one where Fox is.
Got. Oh, right. Yes, you're right. The other thing is, me and Archon, I think it was me and Archon, we found the base where the FEV is. We opened up. I found a panel. Well, it's for DLC that's coming out for Fallout 76, and we were exploring this area, and I was like, dude, come here, because I found this like little panel that was not hidden, but it blended in, and I hit the panel, and it slid down, and it was this green bubbly goop, and we were like, we think that's the FEV.
That is so cool.
So
green bubbly goop. That's what came out of my Keurig this morning.
Oh, geez, I was
Kidding,
really
just kidding.
worried where that was going.
Keurig. Don't you guys have a Keurig? Come on.
Oh,
No,
dear.
I make coffee
Or are
the
you
right
savages and you still use an old coffee pot?
way. Yeah, the
Accurate.
right way. I use I use Le French press.
Well, I told
that
myself when I
French?
graduate, I'm going to buy a proper espresso machine. But on to other news.
Is that how you say it with
Green,
a French accent?
green goop.
Anyway. Le French press. Because our French listeners. Anyway.
Oh, no.
Just as long as we don't insult the what were they Uzbekistan, is that where we're Turkmenistan,
where we have our number one.
we're
Yeah.
solidly number 10 in video games in Turkmenistan, so
Yes.
Right.
do nothing to offend the Turkmenistani.
Good. I know nothing of
And-
Turkmenistan, so it'd be hard
I
to
think
do.
that in and of itself probably already has done the job. Good job.
So the weapon of the week I decided to pick to correlate with Fallout 1, and it's the 14mm pistol, which we don't see, I think, in any game except for Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. And they actually, the lore behind this, it was made by a real-world company, Sig Sauer. It was made pre-war, shipped across the to the U.S. before the Great War. It used 14mm hollow point and AP rounds in Fallout 1. In Fallout 2, it only uses AP rounds, which kind of renders the gun useless. It actually equals the double-barrel shotgun and ballistics damage, this pistol. So if you're playing Fallout 1, use the 14mm. It's got good range and a good ammo capacity as well, better than the double barrel. So a lot of people use that. The problem is, well, I shouldn't say the problem. It uses the submachine gun sprites and animations. So even though it's a pistol, any character that can use a pistol can't use it because it's technically an SMG to the game. So you can give it to your SMG folk. There you go. In the
I
demo,
actually just used a knife through most of Fallout 1.
really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Very occasionally I would use a pistol, but I used the knife.
Did you beat it?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm terrible at that game.
The game is hard.
You used a knife!
It's hard.
But you said, wait, that's like saying, that's like playing Resident Evil and you're like, man, that game is so hard. I used a knife. That game is so hard. And people are like, you had a minigun as an option. Tends to get less difficult when you use bigger guns.
Like, yeah.
Well, I had less trouble with the knife, so that's what I used.
I used the pocket knife, and it was so hard, you guys.
Poking him with the letter opener.
I climbed Everest with.
Fallout 1 was crazy hard. I've never beaten Fallout 2, though. Never beaten that one.
I couldn't get out of that stupid cave.
I did get out of the cave. I have gotten out of the cave. The cave is hard.
Stupid.
Cave is hard.
Anyway, in the demo, it was called the SS semi-automatic pistol, and I think that was referring to Sig Sauer semi-automatic pistol. So yeah, nothing crazy special, but I just thought it was cool because that gun doesn't exist in any of the games in the future. So yeah, that's it for the lore and the weapon of the week. Next fortnight, we're going to talk about Fallout 2 in depth. So yeah, let's get into some emails. What?
I should play some Fallout 2.
You should, for all of us.
I think
Fallout as well, or Fallout 2?
Fallout 2. Yeah, Fallout 2. I think
I'm just, you know.
we should do like a Fallout ISO stream. It would be
Didn't we
fantastic.
do that once and it was like me just running in circles?
Yeah, we'll do one. We'll do one with me driving.
Yes, let's do that because we'll actually get somewhere.
I ran away a lot in my Fallout.
We've got
we do have some emails. Do you want me to take the first one?
Well, the first one's snail mail, and Shalene's actually got that.
Okay.
We got snail mail, y'all.
Yes, we got a card. We got a card at our PO box, PO Box 396, Corona, New Mexico 88318, and it says, Shalene, Rick, Vendor, I adore that Fallout show. Listened to old show when I first got into Fallout. Such a treat. Current show is even better. Number 1, theme song, so rad. Number 2, topics are organized and chock full of news. Number 3, removed gameplay. That's what that says. Fallout lore is a real passion of mine, so love to hear that.
Maybe they meant the live streams. They're finally done with the Let's Plays.
Like the videos we used to do.
That everyone hated, we still did them.
Everyone hated them, but we loved them.
We just did them anyway. I got in trouble for saying I was going to fire you, too. That was funny.
They were so fun. Oh, yeah. That was a disaster. I had made that joke how many times that you were fired, but it only blew up when you made the joke.
I learned that day my place in the show. That day I realized where I sat.
Nice.
At the feet of Shalene. That's where I sat.
Do you guys have any podcasts, Twitch, or YouTube streams that you follow? Shalene, thanks for all you do. Rick is great with voices. Vendor is hilarious. The three of you are a great fit. Your coverage of Fallout 76 is balanced. I have enjoyed it, but Fallout 4 is my fave. Looking forward to more episodes. Heart Airy Twitch.
Nice. I think they're in the chat.
Twitch out the stickers and the postcards. So in the self-addressed stamped envelope, if you guys would send us a self-addressed stamped envelope, I will send you some stickers and a postcard. So
I like their subtle way of saying I was schizo.
No.
He does many voices.
I mean, what? I have no idea what you're talking about.
But you really do fabulous voices. You're very, very good at that. It's like it's a skill.
Not enough to get hired, apparently.
He's actually psycho. Anyways, we should probably do this next email, which comes from Mike. Mike says, oh, hi, everyone. I rarely frequent the Bethesda store as it seems like stuff I want but never need. Someone told me they had a Fallout cookbook, though. That's me. That was me. Big shocker. I like food. It's $36 in their store. The savvy shopper I am noticed that it's only $26 on Amazon. You betcha. And it is super humorous and includes recipes of how to make the Nuka syrups for your own Nuka sodas. I will no longer get ill drinking years of old Nuka Quantums. There are still 7 left in my collection, so I will get sick at least 6 more times. Sadly, the big thing missing from the cookbook is the recipe for Rick.
Oh.
Sorry,
Oh,
no
yeah.
rad cat recipes. Oh no. We'll just leave it at that. We did use the book host to host some friends and made all the post-apocalyptic apps we could and labeled them as such. Thankfully, our friends are Fallout fans. Short and skinny. It's a cookbook, but for the Fallout aficionado, it's ridiculously fun because, for example, my wife decided to make such fun of me because I wrote one of the recipes on a small piece of paper and taped it to my Pip-Boy so I could live the Fallout experience.
I love that.
Well, I could just picture him in the kitchen with this apron on and the Pip-Boy and just like stirring and like, okay, add 2 tablespoons. While I may never live it down, it was fun as hell. Experiences like this can be yours to regret too. Keep up the good work. And I would like to point out that I have to pick a recipe from this book. Because I was going to do it. Okay, slow roasted leg of lamb is probably not feasible for next 2 Fridays from now. Let's maybe not go with a main. I'm just going to pick at random. And we're going to go with... Oh, here. Brahmin fries. Brahmin fries, you guys. So we're going to make... It's actually like scotched eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna make these. And I will report back to you
like
next
a play
week.
On mountain oysters, Brahmin fries?
I guess so. Brahmin fries. It says, in the event of nuclear war, we at Vaultec want to make sure we preserve and record of some of the cultural treats found elsewhere. This recipe is the best of British cuisine. And then it calls for some stuff. I'll post the recipe in the Discord if anybody else wants to.
One Brahmin.
Bake it with me. Make it. Difficulty hard. Okay. I'm gonna need +2 strength for 3 hours. Huh.
Sounds like fun day.
I have some buff out if you need it.
Yes, Shalene, I know you have the cookbook as well, but I invite you to make the Brahmin fries with me. So I will make those and report back 2 Fridays from now.
I also want to make mention, I found a house in Fallout 76 that has so many cat bowls and cat pictures and about 50 cats mounted on plaques.
Hey, did I ever show you
50.
No.
There's 3. Yeah, there's 3. You showed us that. There's like 3 there. But this house, dude, they're everywhere. I'm telling you, there's like 50 of them. There's like 10 on one wall. And I want to believe that was like an homage to me. I know it's not.
Oh,
I know it's not. But I will walk into the house every time and be like, it's because of me.
Well, I'm pretty sure that
because of Alto Flu.
No, just imagine if there was like a reference to a character named Rick in there. That would be
because like we know that Bethesda listens to the show and they get their ideas for game development from the show, so that's probably the case. Yeah.
Just saying, there were never any cats on heads until someone photoshopped it after I killed a cat, and I'm just saying. Anyway.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great email. So we got another one here from Michelle. Says, thanks to you all for your company. I fell in love with Fallout starting with Fallout 3 New Vegas and love Fallout 4. I returned to the pre-order market for Fallout 76 as I was super excited to play with my spouse of 19 years. To my dismay, he was a member of the gamer community whose heart was broken over the difficult times that Bethesda/Fallout 76 had during the starting process, and has put the game down until he feels that all of the issues have been resolved. Take it from me, sir, or madam, they have been. Or Shalene will yell at me if I don't cover my bases, apparently. So, anywho, this in turn has left me to play by myself and find new members of the gaming community in which to play this game with. I, on the other hand, and one of the other members of the gaming community who continue to play and love the game despite its challenges, and feel confident the game will continue to grow and improve, which is true, and it has. I still binge playing your podcast and look forward to catching up and exploring your other creations. Continue doing the good work you do. Thank you, Michelle. So, and tell your friends about it.
Michelle is one of our binge listeners.
Yes. I guess
on the binge train. That's great. Yeah, I'm glad that the game's come a long way. I ran into one of my friends, one of my classmates, and we were talking about Apex, he was telling me how he's really into Apex, and he was asking me what games I'm playing lately, and I said Fallout 76, and he's like, man, and the first words out of his mouth were, that game had a really rough start. And I was like, yeah, but it's actually good now. Like, I expected it to be bad at the beginning, but it's gotten a lot better. So I agree.
Yeah, it's great.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think? What do you think, Shalene?
I feel the same way. Yeah, it's come a long way.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and I think that Bethesda's done a really good job kind of keeping the community engaged. The events are really important. I think the Atomic Shop is actually more successful than I thought it ever would be.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
And I almost wonder like how many people are actually spending real money versus just earning atoms. I don't know. You are?
No,
Oh
I haven't
my
yet, but I
God.
will be.
Oh. Shalene's like, I don't care what I have to do, but I'm getting that floral hat.
She already has spent real money, haven't you?
No.
Oh, I thought you did once.
No, I haven't spent any money on well, aside from buying a helmet edition and then a second copy for my console. Aside from that, I haven't spent any money on Fallout 76.
Yet.
All right. Well, you guys have any closing announcements? I can tell you that Survival Horror Sunday will, again, not be happening because it's Easter, for those of you of an Abrahamic religion bent, or if you're pagan, Ishtar, covering all my bases. So that will mean that the stream will not be happening because I'll be hunting painted eggs. Maybe. I don't know.
And
Any
I'll
other
be
announcements?
cooking eggs.
Cooking the eggs that I find.
Hey,
I'll
I didn't
throw
even
them to-
plan that. How about that? Easter, cooking eggs.
Nice. Very
But,
nice.
I mean, I planned that. What? Yeah, I planned that. Sorry.
All right. So, well, thank you for joining us on our show tonight. If you want to talk to us or contact us in any way, you can tweet at the show, at That Fallout Show, or at We Just Love Games to tweet our other podcast. You can tweet at me at Rick McVick, or Shalene at Shalene L, or at Vendortron at VendortronIn. You can also find us on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/thatfalloutshow or groups/thatfalloutshow. Same thing with our network, We Just Love Games. It's facebook.com/We Just Love Games or groups/We Just Love Games. You can email us like our lovely listeners did here, info@WeJustLoveGames.com. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/We Just Love Games. You can find us here every Friday, either streaming That Fallout Show or GameStack, twitch.tv/We Just Love Games, and you can find our show as well on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. If you leave us a review on iTunes that's got 5 stars and some text, we will shout you out at the beginning of the show because we love it when you leave us awesome reviews. We record live every other Friday, 6:30 Mountain, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on twitch.tv/We Just Love Games, and please check out our other show, GameStack. And we also do some Twitch streams as much as we can. It's not been much since we've been busy, but we love it when you check us out whenever we do a stream. And I believe tonight, Shalene, you have a last word?
Remember, dwellers, hard work is happy work.